is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis comes to y'all with another video. We're going to talk about 10 players that some I covered throughout the season, some I didn't talk about enough, and some we couldn't help but give a lot of love and support because they had their best season of their career, or they just been flat out playing at the best level as one of the best players in a position or just in general. Some of these players I thought would break out. Some of these players played better than I thought that they would. And some of these players really became their own man and really got their own team and really lived up to the hype. And a lot of these players either took their game to a superstar level or they just had that sophomore season that a lot of us didn't see coming. But let's get into it. I'm going to name y'all 10 players that I got to get a lot of love and respect to just because they've been doing their thing for a while, and it's good to see them finally get paid and finally take their game to the next level. But not only that, I also want to say a lot of these players, at the end of the day, I think we all would agree is having a spectacular season. Hopefully can continue to build upon it. And this is in no order. This is just 10 players I want to just give y'all some quick analysis on. Jaylen Brown, as you guys know, I've been a Jaylen Brown person for a long time, and to see him finally put in the work that he's been putting in, finally get the opportunity, finally get the minutes, and for him to be able to give you 20 points on efficient numbers, showing that he can shoot, distribute the ball, and also he's still very young, still very strong, and has positional size, and he is a guy that has already been locked down long term. So hopefully he can stay at Celtic. We need a guy like him, and that's why I'm glad that he finally get the minutes in the starting position. He was a borderline all-star. Some people felt like he should have been an all-star. I was one of them, but I also was a guy that know that he can get there another time, hopefully, because his game can continue to evolve, and he has shown that, and that's why he has had the season that he has had. But for him to be a two-way player at his age, to take pride in defense and really want to get into somebody, love taking the challenge of guarding the best players, but also not scared to score. He never been scared to shoot or attack. He just haven't been able to get it done efficiently and effectively. And he's finally been able to figure it out. But hopefully this ain't the best of Jaylen Brown, because people said that a couple years ago, and he was able to prove those guys wrong. And hopefully he can continue to prove me right and prove his doubters and his haters wrong by continuing to work on his craft and getting better. Trae Young, I didn't expect Trae Young to be averaging almost 30. Yeah, I know his team is bad, so he gets a chance to take a lot of shots and a lot of opportunity to score, and his numbers are inflated because of that. But for him to be that small, that little, and to be able to score the way he's scoring and to be able to do it on efficient splits for his size and athleticism, you got to get a guy credit. This guy came into the league as a turnover machine, as a guy that can put up numbers but really didn't facilitate winning. And you can argue that's still the case, but at the same time, for him to be an all-star, but not just an all-star, a starter, and for him to have the respect around the league as a guy that a lot of people love watching, a lot of people are starting to defend, but not only that, a guy that a lot of people are starting to love a lot more. And when this team don't have him, this team is just complete crap. And when he's on the court, they actually is a little bit more competitive because it's hard to stop him when he has the ball, because he either gets them a basket, helps somebody else get an easy basket, or he just takes so much attention off his teammates that it helps them get a basket even if he don't give them the assist. You would think that Trae Young will average more assists, but if people not knocking down shots and you got to look for your shot, you got to balance it out. Hopefully he can figure it out in the future, and hopefully his teammate can continue to grow around him and develop their skills. They look like they've been getting better, but the NBA is just so tough that they just haven't been ready where they need to, right where they need to be competitive. But they are in the East, and eventually if they continue to put in the work and they continue to allow Trae Young to play his game and be who he is, this team could be on the rise quick. Bradley Beal went from a 25-point scorer to a 30-point scorer in a similar situation like Trae Young, being able to score whenever he wants to, take as many shots as he wants to, in a team that really doesn't play much defense but like to get up and down and get a lot of shots up. Bradley Beal took full advantage of it, and he really been torching the league. He's been giving the buckets to everybody, no matter what team and who he's going against and who's guarding him. Bradley Beal has really gained that confidence throughout work. He was great in college. Everybody felt like he can really play, but he didn't stop there. He kept working on his craft, and now he's getting to the point where he feels like he can do whatever he wants to whoever he wants, and that's the mentality that you need to have if you want to average 30, and that's why he's doing it. And I didn't see this coming out of Bradley Beal. But if you really feel like you can do it and you feel that you can get it done and you have a coach that allow you to do that, an organization that's going to back you, Bradley Beal is doing it. I felt like he can do it last year, and he's doing it this year. And now it's just about, can he stay healthy and can he get this team back to the playoffs? They haven't made the playoffs in the last 2 years. That's going to be the real challenge, is getting this team back to winning. You chose to stay there for another year. You chose to sign an extension. You chose to try another year with John Wall to see if y'all can get somewhere further and do some things. But not only that, get him back healthy and get him back acclimated. It's not going to be easy. This team is far away from being a championship team, but it seems like he loved being in Washington. They love having him there, and he's still working on his craft and haven't got complacent. And I love that about him. Pascal Siakam, we all knew that this was going to come, but it ended up happening. And I was just happy for him to get paid. I was happy for him to be an all-star and for him to be the leader of this team and the best player on this team. Well, you can say Kyle Lowry and the other veterans are the leaders, but he's definitely a part of that. But his defense intensity, being able to guard multiple positions, switch and cover so much ground because of length and his versatility and his athleticism to cover that ground and his ability to score. We knew that Pascal Siakam can score, but he had to literally take more shots, but also stay around the same efficiency. But they also need him defensively too. So for him to balance out offense and defense and still being able to do his thing on a consistent basis is pretty good to see. Pascal Siakam have the breakout season that he has had, even becoming an all-star too. We all felt like he was doing it, was going to do it. We all felt like he can get to that level. It's just a blessing to see it come to reality and fruition. If you continue to put in the work like you see on this list, it can be done. Luka Doncic, we all felt like he was going to be a superstar. A lot of us felt like he was going to be great. Not too many people doubted him. I had him winning Rookie of the Year last year too, and he ended up doing it, and he ended up averaging over 20 points per game, which was very good. But I didn't see him getting close to the 30, 10, and 10 that he was almost doing in the beginning and the middle of the season. Even though his numbers have come down, they still are remarkable for a guy that only played in the league for 2 years and is basically doing everything that you can really do to impact scoring besides playing defense. And that's amazing. And to have his team in the top 8 for majority of all of this season, even though Porzingis hasn't been healthy and he has to find his groove and he's finally doing it, they are locked basically into a playoff spot, and they got Dallas back to the playoffs after missing it for several years very quickly. And all they really had to do was make that acquisition for Luka, make the acquisition to get Porzingis, and now they're on the track for being a team that could possibly win a title in the future, which we really didn't see coming until they got Luka, and we didn't even see the Porzingis trade happening until they did. And now that they got these two cornerstones, they end up, you know, they in the path for greatness, which is where you want to be if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan. Jason Tatum, you got to show him love, finally living up to that hype. A lot of people felt like he can be great. A lot of people love what he did against the Cavaliers a couple years back in the playoffs. A lot of people knew that this guy was going to be special. Danny Ainge knew it. Brad Stevens knew it. That's why they took a gamble to trade down for him, because they felt like that's their guy and he can really be something special. He had a great rookie year, and he had a disappointing second season, but he actually ended up really blossoming and becoming his own this season, and really literally taking off the last couple of weeks, and you can actually say a month. And it's sad to see the season is almost over, and now he hasn't able to continue to have momentum to continue to play the way he's been playing into now, because now that the season has stopped and we don't know how he's going to play when they come back, it's kind of crazy to see it come to a halt. But it was good to see. It was good to watch because I am a Celtics fan. He has been efficient. His three ball is falling. His handle is better. His finishing is better. His confidence is through the roof. And he feels like he can, torch anybody that guards him, and that's something that he always seemed like he was second guessing himself. It always seemed like he was indecisive and very choosy when he was trying to score and handle the ball. But now it seems like he's determined and he knows exactly what he wants to do, and he has more counters. I still think he need to add a little bit more counters and a little bit more consistency, especially in that mid range. If he wants to have that 3 level scoring, he can do it, but he hasn't been able to do it at an elite level. And if he wants to be able to be a 25 now to a 30-point scorer, he's going to have to be able to score everywhere on the court, with no matter what defense and who's guarding him. He's getting closer to that level. Will he reach that level? We'll continue to see. Bam Adebayo, spectacular season. I didn't see this guy being an all-star player, but I didn't have him on my all-star team, which is crazy looking back at it. But Bam has been the perfect fit. A hard-working guy that does the dirty work, setting the screens, keeping the ball moving, passing when he needs to pass, finding his teammates, having a back, switching, guarding multiple position, covering a lot of ground. He does everything that you need him to do. Undersized, not the biggest, the longest guy, but he's a hard worker. He makes up with it for effort and energy. And that's something that's been his calling card. He hasn't strayed away from that. And that really gave him the love and respect from everybody around the league with his versatile play and his mobility and his flexibility. And with that being said, he was awarded as an all-star. And I got to give him love and credit again if the season is over for him, that he has broke out. And I think he still will continue to get better. And I do, gonna sound a little greedy, want that jump shot to improve, especially from the free throw line. And if he can add that, those points can go up, them assists can go up, because more people gonna be able to play off of you, and them numbers gonna go up, and he can make a couple more teams a little easier, maybe even be a starter in the East, which I wouldn't be complaining if I was Bam. Zion, I feel like I won't put him on this list because he did live up to the hype being the number one pick. He showed out in summer league, but never was able to dominate it completely because he didn't play the whole summer league. He showed out in preseason, showed us a glimpse of what he can do, but he finally went out there and played, and he was able to give us 20 games of almost scoring over 20 points. And that just shows you that this guy can really play. He's been efficient. His defense hasn't been great. He hasn't been the greatest shooter from the 3-point line or the free throw line or inside the paint at all when it comes to mid-range 12 feet and out. But he showed that you can't stop him when he does get himself going. He can bully you. He can knock you around. And he can finish above you. And he is going to finish with lobs. And he's going to continue to move. And if you don't pay attention to him, he can get easy buckets. And Alvin Gentry has found a way to utilize Zion in a way that a lot of us thought he could. Even I thought he could. But he has made his job a lot easier and have made Zion get a lot of easy buckets. And Zion has been getting in the position, and he has been finishing them when he has got the position. So I have to give him credit for that. And Sabonis, breakout season, all-star season for him, really taking his game that he had going to Indiana, leaving OKC. They allowed him to be who he was, allowed him to be what he is. And he really just built upon that, having a coach that really pushed him and motivated him and even gave him more shots and more time with the ball. And he has become an all-around player, being able to post up, being able to hit mid-range, a three from every once in a while, being a decent free throw shooter for a big, being able to play make, and also, being a hub sometimes for their offense, and also not being a terrible defender. You never hear people just complaining about his defense. He put effort and energy, and he tries, and that's all you can do under his circumstances with his athleticism and his mobility. But he gives effort. And Nate McMillan has been spectacular for this Indiana team. I think he's been squeezing all that he can squeeze out of this team. With Oladipo coming back, it should help them get to another level once he get healthy and get that confidence and that swagger all the way back to where he had it before. And if you can get that all NBA Oladipo with that all NBA caliber player and Sabonis and Brogdon and Warren all on the same page at the same time, they can be dangerous. And they have shown that they find ways to win games. And Sabonis is a big reason why they've been able to do that consistently throughout this whole season, outperforming what a lot of people thought that they would be. And they did that with a lot of guys missing and with a lot of guys coming back and with a lot of guys they got to figure out how to play with because they missed so much time. But no excuses. They still got the job done. They've been professional, and Sabonis has been there consistently throughout the season. And Ingram, I'm not going to talk too much about him because I just made a video about him yesterday. But for him to improve his free throw shooting, his passing took another step forward. His mid range is still there, and his handling ability and his strength has gotten better. He's going to have to continue to work on those skills to get to that elite level. And I want to see him reach that because I feel like he can be a top 10 player if he continues down the path that he's going. And the love and the hunger he has for the game is only going to benefit him if he continues to enjoy it. If you enjoy putting in the work, you enjoy the grind, it's just going to continue to give you good, ripe fruit. And he's been eating it pretty well because a lot of people have him as their most improved player. And for him to be a player that's averaging 25 points and efficient doing it on all levels of scoring, even with the free throw shooting, I really want to see what he's going to work on next and what he's going to perfect next to add to his game, so he can take his game to that next level to get him into that MVP conversation and even give him and Zion, who both are on this list, a chance to win the title in the future. It might happen quicker than we think, but we also got to see it come to fruition at the same time as they build it. So it's going to be fun watching. It's going to be fun enjoying it. But other than that, let me know who you guys think broke out this season. Let me know who you think I missed, who I slept on, who are overrated, who are underrated, and who we might have missed as fans of the game of basketball. At the end of the day, if you're new to the channel, I make videos every day about basketball. I do make videos just like this. I also make videos about Summer League, NBA Draft, preseason. I even do the free agency and even trade deadline. So if you love basketball and you need it and you can't live with it every day, this is the channel for you because I love making videos. I love watching the game. I enjoy the game so much that I'm still making videos when the season is over, and I'm going to continue that throughout the rest of this month and the next couple months, whether the season continues or not. But other than that, I would definitely want to see what happens with these guys' careers. If you are enjoying this video and you want to see more, subscribe. Like the video if you enjoyed it. If you already liked, thanks for the love and the support. Also, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Also, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook. If you want to buy merchandise, my spread shirt will also be in the description and comment section below. Not only that, at the end of the day, you can buy it through my Facebook page and you can message me. I got shirts on display on my Facebook page. You can check out those shirts and you can message me the one you want. I can ship it with any color logo and any color shirt. You can change the color of the shirt and the logo is what I mean. And if you want any shirt, just let me know and I can get it shipped out to you. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know who you guys think broke out and had a spectacular season. And a question for all my subscribers, who do you think has the brightest future out of this list? Pick one guy that's going to be better than everybody else on this list. Is it going to be Luka? Is it going to be Zion? Is it going to be Ingram? Will it be Trae Young? Will it be Tatum? Who going to have the best career? That's going to be a fun debate. But let me know who you guys think in the comment section below.